Hey guys, just doing a posterity video for reflection for the Full Sail um, class, and they say this is for posterity, so I guess this is for in the future whenever I choose to look back and have a look at how much I've changed throughout my career, and so hopefully at least through the degree. Um, I guess one of the things we'll want to know is whether or not this whole class kind of helped me confirm my degree choice, and um, I'd have to say yes and no. I mean, I've wanted to do this for a very long time, so I know we haven't got all to the course-specific classes and stuff that we'll have to be doing here, before too long, but um, it is pretty nice to have a class that is a little bit closer than just digital literacy or psychology of play. I mean, which is still very applicable to my degree, but it is pretty nice to have something that is a little closer tailored to my degree that I'm actually going to need to know. So that was always pretty well, and made it a lot of fun. So yeah, I would definitely say that this is it makes me really excited to keep going to the next classes. So it's definitely not a bummer. But as far as things that I would probably add, I thought the class was pretty good. Because we had that whole week on networking and stuff, and it probably would have been a little bit better if maybe there was more networking in between, the actual students, which I know we were supposed to kind of do on our own or anything. But I definitely think probably would have been a little bit better if we were, maybe not necessarily required, but kind of help coached, and maybe adding some of our fellow students, to our LinkedIn and social media accounts and stuff like that. Because I'm more of the, shy kind of guy, which I suppose is definitely going to hurt me later on. But, so I personally find that networking is probably going to be my hardest thing, and so that's probably why it's the thing I kind of least enjoyed about the class. It's not really something that I would remove, but something that I think I find more and more is important, and this class just kind of confirms that for me. But as far as learning experiences, probably the best learning experience would have been the professional spotlight assignment that we did week 2. I think it was like the beginning of week 2. Where we had to watch a lot of videos and stuff like that. And when watching that video, I came across one game designer in particular who was given a speech, or kind of a lecture, I guess you could say. It's just some new wannabe game designer peeps, a lot like myself. And he was talking about new ways of tackling the concept of actually going down into game design, and kind of helping us see forward in some of the pitfalls and stuff that we're obviously going to find in our industry, because they're everywhere. But it was very informative, because it began talking specifically about why games fail, and everything from funding to it's just too big a project, to even the priorities by which the game designers we place on the individual tasks that make up our assignment. And after he shared some of that information, he went into a much larger presentation about practical ways of actually going about game design, all the way from what he would consider high concept, what we really want out of the game, as opposed to the basis of what we can actually produce and actually end up selling, and and actually market and make money off of. But when he goes over a lot of the information about games, and not just indie games, but like real studio quality, what you would consider AA or AAA titles, those things fail too. And he was very thorough in kind of explaining to us, new game designer people, why games like that fail, and why, and why some of, the status quo for going about some of those design elements, they're not working anymore. They may have worked in the 90s and stuff like that, and because game design is one of those things that I learn more and more. It's an ever-changing thing, and so you got to kind of be on top of it all the time. And it's very much a business model, and how you go about it affects the business, and the business affects the model. So, but really, what I learned, I suppose, most about that is that when you get right down to it, when it comes to game design, we're all beginners. You have those seasons guys that, they make AA, AAA titles, and they fail from time to time. And you have indie game people who are making it big or not making it big. Ultimately, I think it's just like one of those skills that you never stop honing, and and no matter how many times or how much practice you have, there's always going to be that chance of failure, and all you can really do is try to learn, and that wisdom component, to try to to keep yourself from failing. And so it's kind of reassuring to know that no matter how, well, I guess it's reassuring and kind of scary to know that no matter how good you get at this, there's still always that chance of failure. So on the one hand, that means there's hope for me yet, just because I'm flawed now. That's just something I'm going to have to deal with, because even the greats, I'm not that different from them. But at the same time, it is a little upsetting to know that no matter how good I get at it, chances are I'm not, I'm never going to be completely able to get rid of all that risk of failure. So that kind of realization kind of hit me a little hard. And so that's like my favorite assignment, because it definitely taught me the most, and I had the most realizations, and I learned the most through that. And I've always been like a tutorial kind of guy. I like to use that lynda.com that we get, because I really think tutorials, especially when they're done by people who know what they're doing, are a really great resource. And if you're going to learn from someone, learn from the best. So, and I think videos are a pretty great way to do that. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward, and I think this class was a pretty good keystone or stepping stone into what I want to do, and I learned a lot. And the only thing I probably would remove, things to remove. Actually, I don't know that I would remove anything. Like I said earlier, I just kind of wish that there were a couple things like the networking and stuff like that we were kind of encouraged to do more with. But networking is it's like gardening. It requires constant care and maintenance. So I don't really know that I would have taken anything out. Probably there's just stuff that I would like to keep in and probably add to. So I think in that manner, it's kind of bare bones. You can't really take anything out without subtracting away from the class. It's all up, and uphill from here, I guess. But gosh, I hope I don't look back on this, years or even months from now, and look back at the video and go, oh my god, I was such a weirdo, or I had no clue, or I was so clueless. I definitely hope that's not the case, but that's why we learn. It's why we're here. It's why we're at Full Sail. It's why we're paying all this money. But yeah, I think it'll end up working out. Just a little time and patience and practice, and I think it'll be alright.